So you might be wondering exactly how I became anti-MLM and joined this anti-MLM community. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I hate about MLMs. If you're new here, my name is Sam. I post commentary and anti-MLM content here on this channel. And in December, I am working very hard to reach my first 1,000 subscribers. So if you are like me, you're someone who loves to listen to and watch commentary YouTube videos after a long day of work or hanging out with the kids or whatever you're doing during your crazy day, make sure you hit subscribe and hit the bell so that you never miss when I post a brand new video, which is weekly, but in the month of December, it's going to be 2 times a week. So if you found me, you may know that there are quite a few of us anti-MLM community members, and a lot of us ended up here because of our own experiences inside of an MLM. I myself was bamboozled into 4 MLMs before I finally realized how messed up they actually are. And it may or may not come as a surprise to you when you hear that LuLaRoe was actually the last straw in the last MLM that I was in before I hopped over into the anti-MLM community. And if you want to hear that full story, you can click the link right here to watch that full video. So during my time inside of the 4 different MLMs that I was in, I saw and experienced things that I was definitely programmed by my upline to ignore. And so I want to really expand and explain those things that I have firsthand experience with and kind of give you an idea of why MLMs are so problematic and why there's so many of us out here speaking up on MLMs. So all of the things that I'm going to share with you today are actually things that I went through, I experienced. I can tell you, yes, they do happen in every single MLM. And this is why they should no longer even be in business. One of the main reasons that MLMs are so problematic is because of all of the cult-like behavior that goes on inside of these MLMs. So when I say cult-like behavior, I'm talking about things like gaslighting, love bombing, and then getting shamed and criticized for having any kind of negativity. So negativity like I'm having problems with my order or things like that, you are immediately shut down. If you were to post in a Facebook group, like a team Facebook group for a specific MLM that you are in, and you are posting like you have a problem with an order, they're going to most likely immediately delete that post from the Facebook group so that nobody else sees it, and most likely private message you and accuse you of being negative when you are just stating an issue that you're actually having and you're looking to have the problem resolved by jumping into the community of people who are in the same position as you because they may have experienced that same thing. So you're just looking for guidance. You're not being negative, but they are going to accuse you of being negative and shut you out for that. A lot of times when you're watching or listening to an anti-MLM creator, you're going to hear them refer to the BITE model. And that comes from the amazing Stephen Hassen, who I will link all of this information below in the description if you want to go and dive a little bit deeper into what the BITE model is and what actually goes on inside of cults so that you're able to recognize when you may be falling into the trap. Okay, so when we talk about the BITE model, BITE is an acronym. B stands for behavior control. So that would be things like regulating somebody's physical reality, financial exploitation, manipulation, or dependence, rewards and punishments used to modify behaviors. So that would be positive reinforcements or negative reinforcements. And that goes back to them basically saying that you're being negative if you're having an issue and speaking out about it. So that would fall into that category. Discouraging individualism and encouraging group thinking, separation of families. And that may sound really extreme, but when you're in an MLM, a lot of times they're going to tell you that anybody that disagrees with what you're doing, you need to cut out of your life and just cut ties. And a lot of times your family is going to disagree with you if you are in an MLM. And that is because they see what's really going on and they're just trying to look out for you because they care for you. But in the MLM, they're going to tell you that person is being negative and weighing you down and holding you back. So you have to cut ties with them altogether. Okay, now we're going to move on to the I in the BITE model. I stands for information control. So things like deliberately holding back information, distorting information to make it more acceptable, discouraging communication with ex-members. So all three of these things that I said so far inside of the I part of the bite model are all things that I've experienced. Every single one. Encouragement of spying on other members. That's also something I experienced, especially in LuLaRoe. I was in when everything was hitting the fan. I don't know why I decided to join, but that's beside the point. There were a lot of people spying in the different Facebook groups that people were posting their inventory for going out of business sale and things like that. And they would report you, not like we cared. I myself was reported when I was going out of business and posting my inventory at a discount. I did not care. I wanted to get rid of my inventory, but they had people going to these groups and taking down names and doing all of the things and spying to get these people completely cut off from LuLaRoe and canceled. The T in the bite model stands for thought control. So these are things like encouraging only good and proper thoughts. Again, that goes back to posting the Facebook group about something that's quote unquote negative to them, manipulating memories to make the person believe that what they're thinking happened actually didn't happen. So that would be something like gaslighting, rejection of rational analysis, or constructive criticism, again, falls into the same category with negativity. And then the last letter of the bite model, E, stands for emotional control. So these are things like making somebody believe that everything is always their fault and never anybody else's fault. Instilling fear in somebody, such as fear of thinking independently, fear of leaving the group or being shunned by the group, and fear of the outside world. And that's just to name a few things inside of the bite model. All of these things I have witnessed, like I said, inside of one or more of the 4 MLMs that I was in. That right there, to me, is reason enough to come over to the dark side of the anti-MLM world. Not that I'm trying to convince you, but I just want to really make sure that as many people understand what's actually going on inside of these MLMs as possible, because it is so problematic, and we are working hard to take them down. All right, so another reason that I consider myself anti-MLM is because of the inflation of the products. So for example, I was in Scentsy for a really long time, and a lot of the times people would say, hey, I could get that same warmer at Walmart for so much cheaper. And I was programmed to say, well, they don't use the same light bulbs and their wattage is different and it's not as safe, which is crap. All it is really is that they want you to spend your money there and not at Walmart. But the thing is, you can find a Scentsy warmer from Scentsy for $40 and up, or you can go to Walmart or Amazon and get the almost identical warmer for $12 and up. So which one are you going to do, especially these days? I just don't see a reason for somebody to be charging that much money for a non-essential item, basically. And then when you talk about the wax melts from Scentsy, the Scentsy bars, those are, I don't know if they've gone up in price, but last time I checked, they were like $6 or $6.50. But you can get the same thing again at Walmart or Amazon for like $3. So if you're stuck in the Scentsy realm and you're buying these products, I get it, but you can get comparable products somewhere else for a lot less money. And then another thing that really ticks me off, I'm a certified nutrition coach, so this one, it just gets me on a rant, is supplements. You're selling supplements for hundreds of dollars when you can literally get the exact same thing. And the quality is there. I promise you, I've done the research on Amazon for $30 or less. You could get the exact same thing. So all that to say, don't spend outrageous amounts of money on these MLM products because they are just out of their minds. The reason that they're so expensive is because they have to pay the big guys, the CEOs, the actual CEOs, not these boss babe CEOs, but they have to pay the CEOs and all of the employees that actually work in the warehouses and the factories and things like that. And then they have to pay out the distributors. So you have the top people and then you have all the people underneath them Did you see that shape I did there? So it's kind of like a pyramid. It's kind of like a pyramid. So they have to pay that whole pyramid out. So that is why they are charging you so much. Whereas if you were to just go to Amazon or Walmart to buy those things, there's not as many people in that line that have to get a cut of that money. So you're not going to be spending as much. You're not paying money for the quality of the product when you're buying from MLMs. You're paying for the line of people that they have to pay. Just keep that in mind next time you're looking at MLM products. And then, of course, their compensation plan is shaped like the pyramid, coincidentally.
But it's not a pyramid scheme because those are illegal.
But anyway, it is definitely shaped like a pyramid. It is a pyramid scheme, essentially, because the only people who are possibly, potentially, maybe even making a livable income, and I say that very lightly, are the people at the very tippy top of that pyramid, just teetering on the top. Anybody below that is hardly making any money. And I could really talk forever about compensation plans because they are so messed up. But if you want to hop over to this playlist here, you can find all of my MLM experiences. Hit subscribe. I am really trying to hit that goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you can do that for me, I would greatly appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys later.